we'll try.
I would first like to apologize for taking so long to come up with our next badge activity. So thank you so much for your patience. We're going to dig right in and go on to Badge 1, Cybersecurity Basics. You should already have the packet that I delivered to you. If you don't, just follow along with what we're doing here, and I will tell you what to do if you lost your packet, okay? We use digital devices such as laptops, tablets, and smartphones to work, shop, and play. Technology is such a big part of our lives that we don't usually stop to think about it. In this badge, you'll find out more about how you use technology and how you can keep your technology safe. It's really interesting. I encourage you to ask your parents what cybersecurity was like, or even if they knew what it was whenever they were your age. When I was your age, we had one computer in the house, and we had like 2 games. We're gonna do 5 steps. 5 steps, okay? We're gonna find out how we use technology, discover what our technology can do, find out how to create layers of security, find out how to use real-life safety rules when you go online, and find out how messages travel on the internet. When you've earned this badge, you'll know the basics of cybersecurity and you'll understand the role that technology plays in your life. Did you know that traffic lights, elevators, street lights, fire alarms, and the energy grid can all be run by computers? The first step to understanding cybersecurity is realizing that technology is all around us and that you use it every day, even in ways that may surprise you. Once you know how to use technology, you can learn more about how to keep yourself and your information safe and why that's important. Do you think computers are a big or a small part of your life? I'll tell you right now that they are a very big part of your life. So if you have your packet, and if you don't, then just listen to what I'm saying, and you can go back in the video if you need to, and write down or draw the things that I say that you do, that you use a computerized device for. If you have the packet, then just circle it like it says to in the directions. Again, this is technically page 4 of the packet, labeled at the bottom if you're lost. So, play games, do homework, talk to your family members or friends, watch a video, TV show, or movie, listen to music, learn fun facts about something you're interested in, take a photo or video, and then if you want, you can draw a picture or you can write down anything else that you think that you use a computer or a phone for. Here are some appliances that can be connected to a computer or to the internet. Take a look around your home. Are any of these appliances connected to your computer or the internet? Dryers. Is your dryer or washing machine connected to the internet? Your stove. Is your stove connected to the internet? Now, we live in military housing. If your house is like mine, your dryer is not connected to the internet, neither is your stove. We're still in analog. Although there is a computerized clock in your stove that controls the clock and the timer and all of that. So, your television. I have a smart TV, so mine is definitely connected both to the internet and it sort of functions as a computer, and you can connect it to a computer if you want to. Your heaters. My heater and air conditioning is not connected to a computer. Actually, I'm not sure if that's accurate. There might be a little computer inside the thermostat, now that I think about it. A little computer? Yeah. My electronics technician husband says yes. So, and your refrigerator. Is your refrigerator connected to a computer? I don't think mine is. If mine is, then I'm very disappointed in its performance. That's all I have to say about that. Did you know that computers are also used in these places? Banks, schools. I'm sure that you knew that they were used in schools. Hospitals, police stations, fire stations, trains, and planes. So, the Internet of Things. More and more devices, from coffee makers to washing machines to light bulbs and headphones. Smart light bulbs are really, really cool, just in case you ever wondered. And headphones can be connected to the internet. This network of connected devices is called the Internet of Things, or IoT for short. It allows objects to be controlled remotely, and it's getting bigger every day. Some of you might have ring cams at your house, and that's a device that allows your parents to get little blips of camera movement if someone's at your door or in your backyard, depending upon where they set it up, and they can see it on their phone. It also will notify them if there's someone at the door. You can like hook up the doorbell to your phone. That's pretty neat. I don't have that, but I know a lot of people who do. Billions of connected devices can make life easier for people, but it can also make those devices less secure, which is why cybersecurity experts are working to make the IoT as safe as possible. What does the word cybersecurity mean? Cybersecurity means computer safety. Cyber is another word for computer, and security means safety. We all need to protect our computers and ourselves from people who want to know too much about us. Step 2, discover what your technology can do. In step 1, we talked a little bit about how we use technology. In this step, we're going to find out how many everyday tasks we can do using our digital devices. Our devices hold all of our important information a lot of times, and they can also do important tasks for you. What are some ways that you can keep your devices safe? We're going to talk about one of my favorite things, because it's just a really cool bit of history. The incredible shrinking computer. One of the first digital computers was called the ENIAC. That name stood for Electrical Numeric Integrator and Computer. And it was so big that it filled an entire room. It was built in 1945 with almost 18,000 vacuum tubes. It weighed more than 30 tons, which is the same as 6 elephants. Today, you can put a computer in your pocket. A smartphone is a computer with tiny microchips inside it, and these microchips can hold an awful lot of information, and they are powerful. 1,300 times more powerful than ENIAC. Putting the parts together. It's important to know about computer parts so that you can understand which parts need protection. Can you identify all of the parts in your computer and the digital add-ons? Match the parts to the names by looking at the numbers in the boxes. So just look at this list. We are now on page 7 of your cybersecurity packet, and this is essentially a matching game. You're going to find the CPU, which stands for Central Processing Unit, which is the main chip in a computer responsible for carrying out all the tasks. It is often referred to as the brain of the computer. Laptops, phones, and even televisions have CPU chips inside them. So I want you to look at all of the pictures of things and see which one you think might be the chip/brain of the computer, okay? And then just draw a line to it. Number 2 is your power supply, the source that delivers power or energy. In a computer, the cord and the plug are the power source that turns on and off. And for most computers, it's not just a charging cable. It'll be, so there's the part that plugs into the wall, and then that's connected to a battery box, and then that's connected to your computer with a USB. So that's a power supply. Number 3, a webcam, a digital camera that can take and send images. Your webcam might be built into your computer, or it might be something separate that you attach to your computer. Now, most computers, if your computer's been purchased like in the last couple of years, you probably don't have a webcam. It's probably already built into your computer. I think the last webcam that I owned, I gifted to someone who needed it for Zoom classes at the beginning of the year. But you can look at all of these pictures, and by process of elimination, look at the one that looks most like a tiny camera. Number 4, your monitor, the screen that shows the pictures and the words. That one's probably going to be pretty easy, so just match them up. Number 5 is the keyboard, which is a panel of keys with letters and numbers on it that lets you type messages. And number 6 is a mouse, which is a little device that you move with your hand. It helps you move the arrow on the computer screen. If you have a laptop, you use a trackpad instead of a mouse, which is right above the space bar. It's that little box. And it helps you move the arrow on the computer screen. You might, depending upon what kind of computer you have, you might have a touch screen. So you might not even use the trackpad all that often. You might just like look at the screen and start pulling stuff down, which is super fun. Just means you have to clean your screen more often because fingerprints are gross. Number 7 is speakers and headphones, devices that let you hear sounds from your computer. On a lot of computers, they're not built in too, but I'm pretty sure that you can take a look at the pictures and figure out which one is the speaker and the headphones. All right, step 3, find out how to create layers of security. When you want to keep something safe, you need to protect it. And when it comes to cybersecurity, many layers of protection work better than just one. What is a layer of security? Imagine that you are asked to protect an egg so it doesn't fall if it breaks off the table. You might put the egg in a small box filled with cotton balls. To be even safer, you could seal the box with lots of tape, and then you could wrap the box in bubble wrap and put it in a bigger box. And that's 5 layers of protection: cotton balls, small box, tape, bubble wrap, and large box. The egg would be much better protected inside all of those layers. In cybersecurity, many layers of protection work better than one layer, just like in real life. So I think we're going to end up doing the egg activity. So I'm going to need to go get an egg. Okay, I got an egg. So this is our egg, and we'll imagine that this egg is information that could be used by other people about you to assume your identity, steal money, borrow money in your name, which is just as bad and potentially more inconvenient than just stealing money. Honestly, there's a lot of bad things that people could theoretically do with your data if they wanted to. So it is important to protect your personal information. So this is your personal information. And we want to put it in layers of security. Now, the first and most important layer of security is being mindful of where you put your personal information online. And you guys probably already know a lot of this because you're doing digital classes right now, and so you're using computers a lot more than you would have if you were in school in person. But a lot of you also play online games. When you play online games, do you tell people your real name? The answer is no, you shouldn't do that. If you do that, I recommend that you don't do that. Because people can even use your name to find out other information about you. So we'll say that your pseudonym or your username is layer 1. So, and I'm just using trash for this activity. You guys can use whatever you want. Just make sure that you do this under supervision because we don't want you guys breaking eggs in your bedroom or anything like that, okay? Hot tip. Okay, so we're going to use this box to symbolize system updates. So whatever you're using, most systems now have their own software, and that software has built-in cybersecurity measures that are constantly being updated in the light of new threats. Your computers are updated, or should be updated regularly. Your phones are updated regularly. Most of your devices have system updates. And every now and again, you need to go on and you need to, or your parent needs to go in and check in the system settings to make sure that those updates are downloaded and executed, because otherwise your system is vulnerable to things that it shouldn't be vulnerable to. So the box we're going to say is system updates. Now, we're going to use our bubble wrap stuff, and again, this is just trash. Oh, goodness, hello, baby. Our bubbles are going to, this one we're going to say is controlled directly by you, and it is representative of your choice to only go to appropriate websites, because there are a lot of websites online that aren't safe. Sometimes your browser will actually warn you that they're not safe, and if it says not to proceed, do not proceed without first talking to an adult, specifically your parent. This is your decision not to go to inappropriate websites. And our last one that we're going to use to protect our egg or our personal information is extra paper, which we're going to say is an effective password. So now most sites require that all passwords be 8 characters in length and have 1 capital letter at least and 1 special character at least, sometimes more than 1, and also a number. And sometimes it's really challenging to come up with an effective password. You should also try not to use the same password for everything. Come up with passwords that you can remember that are unique to you, but that are also really, really good and meet those requirements. we have our completed cybersecurity example, and I'm gonna put it on the ground. And by put, I mean I'm gonna throw it on the ground, and then we're gonna see if the egg made it. Let's see what we got here. Hey, it didn't break. Yay. Let's try that again from a 20-story building. Just kidding, don't do that. So, remember about all of those layers of cybersecurity that we talked about. When you're doing your ag activity, you do not need to use the same things that I used. I would recommend using a cardboard box, but everything else, the layers that you want to use, you can use pretty much anything for those. I used trash because it was easy on hand, and honestly it was also, you know, it was already meant to protect things in the mail, so it made sense. But you can use tape, you can use wrapping paper, you can use plastic bags, any number of things, paper towels. So get creative and have fun with it, okay? All right, cyber scramble, that is optional. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but if you feel like it and you like word scrambles, then look at the cyber scramble on the left side of page 8 and unscramble the different parts of the computer. And then it has a riddle, which is, what is an astronaut's favorite place on a computer keyboard? Ha, I know this one. Find out how to use real-life safety rules when you go online. In real life, you have rules that you follow so you don't get hurt or lost. For example, when you go out in public, your parents might tell you to stay close to them so you don't get lost in a crowd, to look both ways when you cross the street, or to obey traffic lights. It's the same when you go online. The safety rules we follow in real life can be used in the digital world too. Step 5. Find out how messages travel on the internet. Every message, text, or picture that is sent on the internet is broken down into little tiny pieces called packets. Imagine you're shipping a big box of like a playhouse. If the playhouse is put together, it'll be too large to ship unless you had a very big box. So it will probably make more sense to ship all the pieces in separate boxes, or even just to break them up and then put them in the box in a more compact way. When you ship furniture, usually you do that. There is some assembly required. Or I don't know if you've ever gotten a bicycle in the mail, if your parents ever ordered you something larger like a bicycle or a bookshelf, and usually it comes in a box that's flat, and then you put all of the pieces together after the fact. Or someone else does. I'm not very good at putting things together. That's how it works on the internet too. So when you send information on your computer, like an email or a photo or a meme or a text, if it's too big to send in one piece, it's broken into smaller packets of information that can ship from computer to computer. What is the internet? Depends on who you ask. The word internet comes from two words, interconnected and network. Interconnected means linked together, and a network is a group of people or objects that are connected. For example, your brownie troop is a network, and you're also part of a network that includes all Girl Scouts around the country and around the world. The internet is many different computers and networks all around the world. Your computer sends information to another computer and another location, and then that computer sends information back to your computer. That's how you can connect to websites and get information. The internet has billions of connected computers. Now we take it for granted, but when I was a kid, the internet was super cool. Now that I've earned this badge, I can give service by telling my friends and family the rules to stay safe online, doing a show and tell at school demonstrating layers of security using the egg in a box activity, and teaching others the basics of cybersecurity by using a cybersecurity game that I played while earning this badge.